This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a wrestling news update and congratulations to WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan, his former singing and Hogan Knows Best star daughter Brooke, uh, and her husband Steven Olski, who's a former NHL defenseman for the Washington Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins. They had twins, Chance and Nova. And by the way, this is not her African American boyfriend who he insinuated was an N word a few years ago that got all of that controversy about him. In other wrestling news, Logan Paul said on a recent podcast that Conor McGregor said that there was apparently a $250 million real purse for them to have a boxing match in India. And if that is true, he would be open to doing it, even though he just said like a week ago that he was going to dedicate himself to wrestling. But he said, unless WWE executive Nick Khan could match the 250 million, he would definitely go for that match, which of course would outdo the recent Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight in Texas as far as purses. I don't know how much the gate would be if they were to do that in India or not. Dana White, who is with TKO, UFC TKO, which is affiliated with WWE. TKO owns both UFC and WWE. Dana White has said this fight is not going to happen. I would think Dana White could be convinced because at one point he said McGregor versus Mayweather would never happen too. And it ended up happening. So it's all about money. And we have heard that the Dana White's going to be involved in boxing, helping promote various boxing events that are going to be funded by other people, other very rich people. But I could see that this is actually could happen, and it would be a huge thing. At one point in time, there was also talk that Mike Tyson might might wrestle Logan Paul at this upcoming WrestleMania in Las Vegas with Jake Paul managing Logan Paul, but there's been nothing further said about that for a while now. In other wrestling news, apparently some AEW wrestlers have behind the scenes heat for congratulating Penta on his recent WWE debut. And I recently reposted a bunch of Penta PCW Ultra matches that I had acquired a few years ago. I met him before, great guy. I'm happy for him. Of course, AEW was not using him well. They were basically paying him to sit at home. So best of luck to him and his partner Phoenix, who was his partner in AEW and in the independent scene before that. AEW has taken his merchandise off the shelves and is just having him sit at home. So you'd think that they'd at least give the merchandise to the homeless or something, but or make the most that Penta's getting all this buzz in WWE. Do something with him, even if it's to have him lose, but put him on TV. Maybe give him a push for the end of his contract. Make the most of the buzz that Penta has. But no, let's just sit him at home, take all of his merchandise off the shelf, and I mean, good for Phoenix. Phoenix is the guy that's still in AEW, that's getting paid to sit at home. I mean, he's getting paid to sit at home, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have to work my ass off for my money, so I don't feel sorry for him. But it does make AEW look horribly stupid. WWE and TNA have had their partnership for a while, but have just publicly announced it. According to Dave Meltzer, TNA has been struggling to survive for a long time. One of the guys that was getting pushed for a while there, Joe Hendry, has cooled way off, but he might get another push. They might give him the title in a match against Nick Nemeth tonight. Their current champion, Nick Nemeth, the former WWE wrestler. But apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, any connection the WWE has had with a company, whether it be ECW, Evolve, any of these wrestling companies that they've had connections with, these other companies end up WCW, they end up eventually just being absorbed by WWE.